Yes, so I'm really connected with the American Bus Association, and so we actually got some recommendations from them. And you kind of mentioned all of it. You know, masks will be required while you are on the bus. You know, because you also have to take care of your driver as well. If you have any luggage or any items on the bus, you will need to be handling all of that yourself. They recommend boarding the bus from the back to the front, so you're not passing each other too often, and that contact is limited. And also, yes, you know, maintain space from passengers when and on and off the bus. So depending on where you're at, where the reunion's happening, that is where the guidelines will be needed to follow. So if there's social distancing and you can only have a group of, let's say 20 on a bus, and you need a social distance, then yes, you may be required to have multiple coaches in order to support your entire group. So just kind of, again, depends on the conversation at the time of when your reunion is, but yep, wear masks, don't congregate in open areas, you know, loading from the back to the front, making sure you have, you know, enough hand sanitizer and wipes on the bus, making sure you have all of that in order to keep your individual area clean.
I think it's, you know, pretty obvious that most of these, you know, situations are going to be based off of the owner of the actual, you know, motor coach themselves and what their restrictions are. Currently, it's my understanding that they're at a 50% capacity. I'm pretty sure that they're all mandating masks be worn. So it's really, instead of looking at it from a cost perspective, you know, I think safety is the number one key thing here. That you got to understand, like, this is not to, you know, break a budget by any means or, you know, hurt anyone financially. It's just for the matter of like what's the best for the situation.
Just a couple things to keep in mind. I think the motor coaches have kind of been the last piece of the puzzle for a lot of this. There's, you know, the airlines have got legislation to help bail them out. The hotels, we've got the PPP. The motor coaches have gotten nothing. So unfortunately, there's going to be some folks that probably still aren't going to be around this time of year. So I would suggest with the meeting or the military reunion planners, that should probably be the last piece of the puzzle. Kind of piggybacking on what Melissa says, who knows what the requirements are going to be from a health standpoint. So right now it's 50%, let's say. By then it might be 100%. So you don't want to reserve too much bus or not enough bus. The cancellations are happening left and right within that industry. So I think there's going to be buses available. I don't think that's going to be a big issue. And again, if somebody does go out of business and they have your deposit, are you going to be able to get that money back? So my suggestion would be, don't wait to the very last moment. But once you have everything else booked, that's the time to reach out to the motor coaches, just, to play it on the safe side. And again, your local, the DMO CVB that you're working with should know who's pretty solid and strong in the area that will be around 6 months, a year, whatever it might be from now, versus maybe some of the fly-by-nighters that might be in the area. We won't have them. So that would be my suggestion.
Well, I can tell you one thing that they can anticipate is probably paying a whole lot more for a motor coach. We lost our motor coach company that we have used exclusively. The Charleston CVB and the Huntington CVB have used exclusively because of COVID-19. He's literally out of business right now.
Yeah, a lot of the coaches that are members of the American Bus Association have been doing videos of what they were doing for safety precautions, cleaning precautions. There's a motor coach company in Norfolk that is now installing screens. So your two seats from front and behind will have screens. You can block it off if you want to. The motor coaches, because a reunion would be a charter, be a private group, they don't have to have masks, but they're going to recommend masks and social distancing. If it was a public charter or like a public tour, they would require then masks and social distancing. But all the drivers on the Virginia coaches will have 2 masks and the barrier around them.
Mask, yes. Yeah, and then the distance. But if it's husband and wife masks, and then they can sit together. If it's not husband and wife, then separation, one on each side. Of course, where everyone's not made out of money, but when you have buses, just like in every big convention, the buses come at a certain time. If you miss it, it'll be coming around again.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna have to do. I wouldn't want any planner to spend more money on a bus to pick up just 4 people or 5 people after they took 50 people on a bus and there's not enough room for 4 more, you know?
Yeah.